Strength and conditioning coach at West Ham Football Club. I've been there for one full season, just about to start my second year with Sam Allardyce. It's going to be a big season for us. Obviously everyone knows Sam's reputation with backroom staff and medical and fitness, so really looking forward to this year. Prior to working at West Ham, I did 2.5 years at Watford Football Club. That's how I got to meet Rich and get involved with GK Icon. Prior to that, I used to play rugby professionally, was at Wasps and Saracens at a young age. At 20, I got an injury and had to sort of redirect my pathway. Spoke to fitness coaches at the club, and they sort of pushed me into the line of strength and conditioning and advised me to go to university and study a sport and exercise science degree. I enrolled at Hertfordshire, graduated after my 3-year course, was offered a master's at the university, which was sort of a very new thing there at the time, and I thought it'd be really good to have another string to my bow. As I started the masters, I was approached by Saracens, my old club, to go in and help with their sort of pre-season, and we managed to turn a couple of days into a full year internship, which was great for me and helped to ground me and give me kind of more of an understanding of where I wanted to do, where I wanted to go. In my second year, I finished the masters off, was really pleased with that, and became an intern at Watford, and from being an intern I was offered the full-time role of head of strength and conditioning at the club. I'm really pleased with what I've achieved in football in a short space of time. Helped players through overcome very long-term injuries and what some people describe as career-threatening injuries. I've had a sort of good results of players there. I've been able to affect clubs' injury performance records. I've helped clubs sort of eradicate certain injuries and lower levels of other ones, and just working again with players, helped some players just in performance enhancing ways, helped a lot of younger players in terms of long-term athlete development, the likes of sort of Scott Loach, Tom Cleverley, just to name a few, and again at my recent clubs, people like James Tompkins, and again there's a few young goalies at West Ham, Peter Cookes, Marek Steck. I really just enjoy kind of the long-term development and sort of being able to help people. It's all well and good to sort of lower injury rates, and it's something I look more to do with older players, but with younger players I think there's such more scope to improve their performance, that if they can really get them to buy into a program and to your beliefs and to explain to them and educate them on why it's going to help them, it will only help further their careers. I just think from my experiences, obviously I was someone that was able to play sport up to a high level, and went through all the phases that young athletes go through, of having your mum and dad drop you off, and then to the point where you're driving yourself around, or you have to train in a group, go and train on your own. And it's about sort of helping people along in that route. I've obviously spent a lot of time, especially at Watford, working with the youth teams, so I fully understand what needs to take place physically in terms of long-term athlete development from 11 to 16 and even younger. And again, those goalies that are 16 and above and just want to have a little push on in their career and try and better themselves. I think it's really just about experiences. I've been there, I've seen it, I've done it, I've been through it. I kind of know what to say and what the kind of help and advice people will need. I suppose in terms of my mentors, I look really to people like my PE teacher at school, who really pushed me into my rugby, was very good, was a big impact on my life, supported me, encouraged me to go on to county trials and to trial at Saracens, and when I was younger, and pushed me on. More so in my later stages, the person I worked under on my internship, Nigel Ashley-Jones, I very much look up to him, still regularly in touch with him, just touching base, asking for what's the new thing out there, what do you think of these ideas. And so it's nice to have that senior person you can talk to and share ideas, and sometimes just ring up just to get a problem off your chest, because it's outside of the club, you know you can trust someone and it's not going to get back to anyone. So I quite like the idea of mentors, and I found them very useful in my time. Any young player, you have to put the work in at the end of the day, and you're in that position because you've got some natural talent, some natural ability, but you have to nurture that talent and you have to push it on, and it's the same with the skill levels of the sport as well as the physical attributes. And I just feel that if you really want to give it a go, you have to look around and see what other people are doing. You can't rest on your laurels. and just make sure you give yourself the best opportunity and take the advice of people and sort of make sure you learn from those who have been there and done it, and say, rather than try and forge your own path, follow those for a little bit but then go off in your own direction once you're established. I think, like I said before, I've had the experiences of being a young pro, working on my own. It's more to do with the fact that I understand long-term athlete development. Just through a screening of an athlete, we can work out some of their physiological weaknesses that could be hindering them in their sports performance, and we can give them programs to help them with that. It may just be they need the motivation and someone else to sort of guide them through for a few weeks or a few sessions, just because they found their training's got a little bit stale.